Check, check, check. Check it out. Check it out. Everybody, check it out. And now... Welcome to Nick Flanagan Weekly. Your 4 times a week source of good times, magic, whimsy, and fun, as well as a healthy dosage of melancholy, rambling thoughts about mental health, and references to other people's pets. This is Nick Flanagan Weekly, hosted by myself, Nick Flanagan. Speaking over royalty-free classical and jazz 4 times a week. Ladies and gentlemen, strap on your seatbelts. Pull your pants all the way up so that the pants massage you. Make a doctor's appointment. In fact, make 2. Hell, make 3 of them. As long as you're covered by insurance or in a country that has healthcare. Otherwise, that'll just be a waste of your money. That stuff's expensive. I went to urgent care in the United States, and I once spent $100 just to be told my foot was okay. You want to hear that story? Okay. I'll tell you a story, my friends, about a man named Nick, whose foot was just fine until he came to America to ply his trade as an entertainer. By the way, I am that Nick in this story. Allow me to go on. So here I am, living temporarily in Silver Lake, Los Feliz, the home of the stupidest hats you'll ever see on someone's head. People wearing camisoles, cardigans, in 200-degree weather. Artisanal ice cream as far as the eye can see. Gluten-free options, absolutely. Free options, no free options. Everything is very expensive in that area. Now here I am in a daze of grief and confusion, suddenly finding myself in a new city mere months after the passing of my beloved pater familias, my own father. Yet I received a work visa, and a sublet opened up, and I said, why not give it a try? In fact, since I'm in such a central, quote-unquote, walkable area as Silver Lake, Los Feliz, what I'll do is I will jog every day. And that was what I did upon my arrival in Silver Lake. What I did was strap on my Nike free shoes. This was before Nike was hip from calling Kaepernick. I just picked some cat hairs off of the spit guard on my mic. Strap on my Nike Frees and go for a jog. Maybe jog over to Cafecito Organico. Have a Java there. I mean, what's $6 USD when it's 75 cents on the dollar, on the Canadian dollar? $1 Canadian is $1.25 American. That adds up. Will I spend $8 on a coffee? You bet I will. If I can be around people somehow projecting that they're doing better for me, even though we're all doing better than me, even though we're all in a cafe in the day, I'd love to spend that kind of money. To me, spending money is a way of showing that you're a worthwhile person. Sometimes I'd jog over to the Vons, popular chain of supermarkets located in California. Filthy area. Every once in a while, if there was a taco place open, maybe I'd go there. But one day, I would jog. Oh, how I would jog. One day I woke up, I was supposed to meet my friend, Graham, at a hip spot called SQRL, Squirrel. Those people in LA listening will know what I'm talking about. Squirrel. Tasty jams and breads. And I said, well, since I'm going to Squirrel, I might as well jog there. Because nothing is close. You'd think Squirrel was just minutes from my house, but it was really about a 20-minute walk. So I strap on those Nike Frees. Lace them up. Tie those laces tight. Next thing you know, I'm jogging. And in my brain, because it's like 8 a.m., because my friend works, and I have to meet him before he goes to work, I think I'm going to Cafecito Organico. I have a race that I'm going to Squirrel in my head. So there I am, I jog. I'm jogging. Not that far. It's 8 a.m., it's rush hour. Santa Monica Boulevard, the cars are flying. People coming down from, I think, Hyperion even. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Hyperion. There's a yield sign as I jog. The cars take a half second actually it's not even yield, it's a stop. They take a half second at the stop so they can continue on to keep that flow of traffic moving. In rush hour, that's very important in Los Angeles, much more important than some flat-footed jogger trying to get rid of his bread stomach and chocolate stomach. I get to the stop sign. I don't want to stop forward motion. I say, well, I have right of way. I see a car stop at the stop sign. I'm making eye contact. I continue on. Galouche. The car runs over my foot. The car scrapes my shin and my knee. The lady gets out. She pulls over. She gets out. She's crying. She goes, I don't have a driver's license. I just had to pick up my son from school. Drop him off. I had to pick up or drop off my son from school. I say, let's just give me your phone number. I'll figure this out. There I am, Santa Monica Boulevard. My foot flatter than it was before. Hobbling. I say, well, I still have to meet Graham. And I think I hobbled. I can't remember. I think I went to Cafecito Organico. I hobbled there. I text Graham, I'm at Cafecito. He's like, no. I was supposed to go to Squirrel. I didn't even go to the right place and my foot got run over. Do you know what I say? That's divine intervention. Because that day, a salmonella outbreak took over Squirrel. No, that didn't happen. Squirrel was probably making delicious food that day. But, I don't know. Then I went to the lady gave me her phone number. I never even contacted her. I went to urgent care. I said, how's my foot? They said it's not broken. So I spent a month favoring one foot. And then it was better. And now when I'm out in Toronto and I get mad at a driver for blocking a crosswalk because they thought they would rush through a red light or running a red light or turning as I'm trying to walk. And I wonder, why am I so filled with fury? I go, could it be a trauma. It could be trauma, and it is trauma. A minor trauma to the foot, but a major trauma to the heart and the brain. But the good news is I'm here to tell the tale. It could have gone worse. Especially considering I think I might have been on travel insurance, actually, at that time. The point is, get your insurance, travelers. And if you're uninsured, just have a GoFundMe with your name. Just freeze a GoFundMe. Just a fun story I thought I'd start things off with. I mean, I'm already 11 minutes in, 10 minutes in. I could end the podcast now. All I can tell you, I'm going to review the Norm Macdonald series slightly. I've watched Chevy Chase. I've watched David Letterman. I've watched Jane Fonda. And I've watched David Spade. Now, that's 4 episodes in like 2 days. I watched the podcast. And this is exactly like that. So I knew what to expect, and I enjoy it. The lunacy of a Norm Macdonald interview really does it for me. And I haven't even read this Daily Beast article. There's a Daily Beast article that tried to pit his show against Michelle Wolf's. His show looks like it cost very little to make. Michelle Wolf's was a whole sketch show. What is your point? What is everyone's point? Why does one person have to lose a job for another person to gain a job? If that's how you feel about life, you will one day perpetuate the very thing that you are fighting against. But the truth is, I don't think this is what this person felt about life. I think this guy just needed to write an article and make some money, and that was the angle he chose. And I think that's one of the major problems going on right now, is the hustle to make money includes coming up with hot takes and viewpoints, and people care a lot less about things than they let on. Except the only way to make it seem like you care is to infuse your take with authenticity. So people believe you and they have that belief reinforced. And then people are at odds. If you like Warren Macdonald, watch his show. If you don't like it, don't watch it. There's no horrible messages being given on it. It's just not that kind of thing. If you like Michelle Wolf, book her for your corporate event or college. Give her lots of money. She's a funny person. So, I'm kind of energized right now. I just got back from my ADHD accountability study. Probably sounds silly to you. I need accountability. I need to be accountable. That's part of why I'm doing this 4 times a week. It's a challenge. So far I've met it, just barely, but I've met it. Last week's episodes were really fun to do. I got very nice feedback for the tribute to McCasey that Gilson and I, our little conversation where we talked about McCasey Arthur. Please listen to that if this is the first episode you're listening. His stand-up's at the end of it, and you'll get an idea of him as a person, just a slight idea. That was a big loss for the Toronto comedy scene, and it's not the only one. But it was a big one. And then, in happier news, my Train 48 episode that I did afterwards, which I felt completely insane about, but had been thinking about and sort of plotting for a while, that worked out, I thought, and people seemed happy with the insanity of that one. I'm not going to read the Wikipedia for everything. This is not a show where I will read Wikipedia at the beginning of most episodes, but it worked out that time. Yeah. And I'm walking again after my shin. I guess I had a strained tendon, so I'm going for walks. I walked back from the study today. Had so many things. I always have so many thoughts opened up in these studies. If we're talking about book club right now, I'm reading a book called The Scattered Mind by Dr. Gabor Mate, who is a pretty well-known doctor, and he has takes on something called harm reduction, on PTSD, and he has ADHD and wrote this book, The Scattered Mind. It's really, really interesting. And if your partner or friends have ADD, I just think you should read some of these books. Or if you even think you might have it, read the books. It doesn't mean you're diagnosing yourself. It just means you're familiarizing yourself. And I think that that'll really help. I'm very grateful today. I'm grateful I live in the center of one of the best cities to live in that I've seen. Maybe not one of the best cities to visit, Toronto. I'd go Toronto, as we call it. But right now I'm living here, and it's good. Will I live here forever? I don't know. I'm going to go where the wind blows, baby. Got a whole week of shows coming up. I've got a whole week of shows coming up for you. 4 shows. I'm not really going to do anything too crazy with them. I think they're all going to be fun solo ones like this, unless I get a flight of fancy and decide to do something. And then there will be some interviews. So, there will be more stuff coming up. If there's specific things you want to hear, talk about. There was a user on Twitter who asked me about Heart of the Annex. Maybe I'll cover the show Heart of the Annex later. I do kind of think covering obscure Canadian shows is always a good bet. I'm probably going to talk to someone about ADD soon on the podcast. So I don't know. I'm just moving it forward. Thank you so much for listening. The summer's pretty much over with. And this was a summer project, and I think it's been really nice for me, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And I feel like I've improved, and that I've kind of put the thing together. I've sort of learned how to edit, and talking to a mic for a while. So, yeah. Enjoy your week, enjoy your day, enjoy your night, enjoy whenever and wherever you are listening to this. Take a second, drink some water, take a bath, generate some love and laughter in your life, and do not look down, because it's a long fucking fall. But the good news is, there's a pile of pillows on the bottom. The bad news is muskrats are eating those pillows. But the good news is the muskrats are your friends. Please send comments or questions to weeklypodcast@gmail.com. That's WEAKLY podcast@gmail.com. Check out the music of Emily Mover, everybody. That's the person I feel like shouting out today. Just a wonderful singer I met many a year ago. She was working at a coffee shop and would just sing her songs to the patrons. And you know what? The songs were good. And she's had a career because of that. And I'll probably supply a link to her music in the episode description. Maybe one day I'll have her on this podcast. Maybe she'll play a song. How would you feel if I had musicians playing songs in my room for you? Would that be fun? I just am having that thought now. But yeah, what would you like to see from this podcast in the future? Do you want to see me just keep talking like how I'm talking? Shall I keep the royalty-free classical and jazz? Do you have music you'd like to submit for me to talk over? Let me know. It's really been a joy doing this. And You can follow me. I'm at the Flans. That's my personal account on Twitter, and Nick Flanagan on Instagram. But you can follow Nick Flan Weekly on Twitter for new episode updates. Please, smash that like all over, and smash that subscribe on iTunes, and smash the state. And shout outs to Greg Benedetto and Not Dead Yet for letting me do the door for your shows. That's been a blast and helpful. Just because this feels like community radio doesn't make it bad. Nick Flanagan Weekly on Instagram. Follow me on SoundCloud. Find me on LinkedIn. I'm there. LO. You can check me out on, I've got a blog spot. Check out my website, theflans.com. I think my MySpace is still operational. That's myspace.com/Nick Flanagan. My Flickr account, I can't really remember the name, but yeah, Flickr. I'm on Podbean. Tumblr.com/Nick Flanagan. Let me think. I think that's it. I think I've covered all the possible... Oh, Snapchat, Flanax. I think I might have had the name Nick Flanagan on Vine. I can't remember my makeout club name. I don't think I had an account on the B9 boards or Buddyhead. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been a treat. Have yourselves a good week. I'll be talking to you tomorrow. Check it out if you'd like.